45-minute yoga flow that is geared towards runners and cyclists. So anyone who's got a lot of tightness in the hips, the hamstrings, the quads, and who needs some glute and core strengthening. So to get started, we are going to be in a standing forward fold. So softening the knees a little bit and then just hinging at the hips, folding forward over those legs. Right here, you'll let the head relax. Maybe shake it yes, shake it no. Bending the knees so that you're not feeling too much tension in the backs of the legs. If your hamstrings are tight, you've been running, cycling, walking, hiking, that can happen. Grab opposite elbow. See if you can bend your knees even more so that the belly touches the thighs. And then we're just going to invite a little rock from side to side. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling, letting it go. See if you can lift and lower the toes so that they are relaxed. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking one more deep breath in. Then on the exhale, finding some stillness. Arms heavy, letting the head hang completely, so not holding the head up at all. And then you've got weight in all four corners of your feet. You can feel weight in your heels, in the pads of the feet, the ball of the feet. Maybe you do a little rock forward, back, side to side on the feet so that you feel that every edge is grounded. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, release the hands, walk them forward and step the feet back so that you are in a downward facing dog. Relax the head. Spread the fingers wide, and because this position might not be super comfortable, especially if you're tight in your upper body, we're going to invite a little movement right away. We're going to bend one knee, straightening the other so that the heel is pressing down towards the ground, and then switching, bending the other knee, pushing the opposite heel down towards the ground. You're getting a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Inhale with one, exhale and switch. Find a rhythm with your breath that matches whatever movement you're doing. You don't need to overthink the inhale or the exhale or where it lands, but just trying to find a rhythm so that you can maybe get out of your head a bit. Maybe you'll start to breathe a little bit deeper than you have the rest of the day. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then both heels press down towards the ground. All right, look up at the hands. Make sure that they are in line with one another. The fingers are spread wide. And then look back at your feet. See if you can bend your knees just a little bit and notice how that helps you tilt your tailbone up a bit higher, getting a nice stretch through the back, through the low back, creating some space there. Maybe bend your knees a bit more. See how that brings even more space into the spine. Maybe the chest is coming lower or towards the back of your mat. Getting that stretch through the chest. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, drop the knees to the earth. Good. So from here, you're going to have the knees right underneath the hips. The feet are relaxed. You're going to take the right hand, just roll that wrist a little bit. And then place that hand down. Same thing with the left. Just rolling the wrist. Place both hands down. Push the earth away so that you're creating some length through the arms and you also feel an opening through the chest. On a breath in, you're going to drop your belly down, look forward at the wall in front of you, and lift your tailbone up. And then on the exhale, we do the reverse. You pull your chest up, your belly button up, rounding the back, chin towards the chest. And again, drop the belly, inhale. And exhale. Good. Now find that rhythm. Inhale, drop the belly, finding that cow pose, and exhale, round the spine. You sync this up with your breath. What I want you to think about is using the whole breath to execute the movement. So instead of racing to that word, bringing your nose just ahead of your fingers, bringing it back and bringing it up. Just bringing a little bit of warmth and creating a little bit of space through your shoulders. A little bit of heat because we're going to need it. Good. Just a few more like this. See if you can keep your back flat. So instead of letting the belly drop, keep the core engaged so that the back is flat. One more time. Next time you come forward, shoulders come right over the elbows. Separate the hands and step it back into a forearm plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another breath in. Exhale. One more breath, almost there. And then exhale. Drop the belly to the earth. Untuck the toes, coming into your Sphinx pose. And if you felt any kind of discomfort in your low back during that transition, I want you to just reset. Maybe put that full chest on the ground and then ease your way up. So Sphinx pose, elbows, wrists, and fingers all in line with the shoulders. There is a motion here where we're drawing our elbows back towards the ribs without really moving them, just the muscle is moving back to open up the chest, look forward. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Come back up into tabletop. And then separate the knees so that they are mat's width distance away. Big toes touch. Slide back into your child's pose. Forehead on the ground, fingers spread wide, arms reaching forward. Pretty active child's pose. Arms really reaching to create some space between or a space along the sides of the body. I'm going to move you guys a little bit lower. Tight quarters in this room. Good. Take another breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale. And then start to come up, finding that tabletop again. And then do whatever you need to do here before we make our way back into downward facing dog. So if it's lateral movements, a few cat and cows, maybe it's wrist rolls, whatever you need before we go there. Fingers are going to be spread wide, toes are going to tuck, and we are going to lift the hips up. And similar to what we did last week, we're going to start with, we already started, but we're going to really get things going with a series of sun salutations. I'm going to use my knees to transition through all of the movements, but if you have a more advanced practice or you're already warm and you know what to do, you can skip the knees. So your chaturanga or moving back into down dog, you won't use your knees to assist. You'll see what I mean, but feel free to use the knees for support today. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Go ahead and lift the heels up. Bend the knees, look forward, and walk to those hands. Take a flat back. The hands are going to come right underneath the kneecaps. The crown of the head goes forward. The tailbone goes back, creating that length in the spine. Go ahead and take another breath here. And then exhale, fold. Slowly roll all the way up. Reach the arms to the sky. You're going to lose my arms and my head, but that's okay. And then exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, flat back. Hands come down, step back, high plank. Now take a deep breath in here, and here's where I was talking about the knees. Drop the knees to the earth, lower the chest and chin down to the earth, and then inhale, come up to your upward facing dog or cobra. So cobra just means the legs are fully on the ground. Upward dog, your knees are lifted up off of the ground. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, downward facing dog. So that's another place where you can use your knees to come up into tabletop first, and then come back into downward facing dog. I think you've got it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Drop to the knees. Child's pose just for a moment here. All right, we're going to do a few more of those sun salutations here. You're going to come up into your tabletop when you're ready. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees, look forward. Walk to those hands. Flat back, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, right back down. Flat back, breathe in. Hands down, high plank. Knees, chest, chin to the earth, low. Inhale, come forward to that cobra. Good. And exhale, back, downward facing dog. One more time like that. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees, look forward. Walk to those hands. A flat back brings you up. Exhale, fold forward. Rise, inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, right back down. Flat back, breathe in. Hands down, high plank. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome work. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Look forward between those hands. Take the right foot, step it between your thumbs, and drop the back knee down. You're in a runner's lunge. We're going to hang out here for a little bit, just rocking forward and back, maybe side to side. Just keep this dynamic. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath in. On the exhale, you're going to walk it back, lifting the toes and getting a nice stretch through your hamstring, through the calf. Maybe feeling this through the glute muscle. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Let's bring this into a dynamic movement as well. Inhale, look forward. Bring the knee forward. Find that runner's lunge. Exhale, move it back. Eyes right down below you on the mat so that the neck is staying neutral. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, go back. Good. Twice more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go back. Inhale, go forward. Exhale, go back. Stay here. Stay in this one for a moment. Look at the toes. See if you can pull the right toes towards you a bit more. Really stretching all the way through the back of that right leg. And then go ahead, start to walk forward. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift that knee off of the earth, and bring that foot flat on the mat so that the outside of the left foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat. You're going to bring your right forearm up onto the knee. So just backing into a side angle pose. And then that left hand goes up towards the sky. Good. Let this right wrist relax. Knee over ankle here. Again, I'm black on black. Does not help. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. If you'd like, you can reach that arm overhead. Reaching it towards the front of your mat. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Now take this left hand, sweep it down towards the mat. You're going to walk your hands to center, turning the right toes forward so that both toes are now facing the left edge of your mat and you're in a nice wide straddle. Relax the head, relax the neck. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Go ahead and walk both hands back to the right foot. Make your way into a runner's lunge from here. So turning that back heel up. Drop that back knee onto the ground again. Untuck the toes. Good. We're going to come into that lizard lunge. Walking the right foot over to the right edge of the mat. Both hands come right underneath the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. Bend into that right knee. Right toes are turned slightly out so they're facing about 1 o'clock on a clock face. Good. Untucking those back toes, but the hip, knee, and ankle are all in one line on that left leg. Lined up with the edge of your mat, so that nice parallel position to the edge of the mat. Keep the fingers spread wide, eyes right between the thumbs. All right, and let's bring a little rock in here. So start to rock the hips back and then bend the right knee, sink back into it. Rock back. Really subtle movement. So just moving an inch or two to the front, an inch or two to the back. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Walk that foot back to center. Right hand comes outside that right foot. Good. Now we're going to walk all the way back. Let yourself sit down. So just move that left leg out of the way. And then right foot is going to come outside of the right thigh. So we're in a nice little modified cow face, they call it. So there's a couple of adjustments you can make here. We want this right butt cheek on the ground. If you can't do that with this left knee bent, extend the left leg straight out in front of you. So the goal here, we're just hugging this right leg in. Right foot is flat. Good. And then we're just going to have to do all of this on the other leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Awesome. Bring a little twist in. Hook that right arm around the right leg. Bring that left hand behind you. So that's step one. We're opening up to the left side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Now comes a deeper stretch. You're going to hook that left arm, right arm behind you, turning the chest to the right. And there's a couple of things you can do to build onto this, but if a sensation in the hip is already really intense, then just hang out here. You don't need to go any further. If you do want more, you can hook that left elbow and use the arm as leverage to twist a bit deeper. Good. And then make your way back to center. Undo these legs, a little shake here. And take a deep breath in, arms up. Really quick little hamstring stretch, bend over, forward fold. All right, we do need to do the other leg. So what you're gonna do is roll yourself up, cross the ankles, roll over onto hands and knees, back in your tabletop position. If you remember where we started here, we had a little bit of movement. Maybe it was side to side, maybe it was cat and cow, but whatever you needed to do before downward dog. When you're ready, tuck the toes, lift the hips, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Let's do one salutation just to move everything around. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, walk to those hands. A flat back, breathe in. Exhale, fold. We're going to stand all the way up, arms to the sky. And then exhale right back down. Nice. Breathe in. Flat back, hands down, high plank. You can use your knees or not, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're going to look forward up at those hands and then step the left foot in between your thumbs. Right away, go ahead, drop the back knee, untuck the toes, back in runner's lunge, look forward. Create some length through the spine. All right, and then invite a little bit of movement in here. Maybe it's side to side. Maybe it's a really subtle rock forward and back. Take a few breaths in. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more breath. And then on your exhale, this time you're going to rock it back, walk the hands back, lift the front toes, finding that hamstring stretch. And before we move this one a little bit, or before we move around, before we go forward and back, like on the other side, just want you to notice the sensation here. Hamstring, calf muscle, glute, where is the sensation the greatest for you? And what can you do to maybe calm your nerves? Take a deep breath in. Exhale. So if the sensation feels really intense in any spot, you could very simply just bend the knee a bit more, or you just breathe a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, go ahead, walk forward, sink into that front knee. Good. And then exhale, walk it back. So for me, the hamstring stretch is what is more intense here. So having the exhale really helps. But if it is the hip stretch, the runner's lunge, that feels more intense for you, maybe that's where you sink your exhale. It doesn't matter. Again, it really is personal. Trying to use the inhale in those moments where you're trying to expand or where you have the room to expand. And the exhale really in those moments where you're seeking relief. But there's not a real science to it. So just a couple more here. I'm not sure we counted on the other side, so we're not going to count here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Next time you come forward, stay forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. I'm going to swing around. You're going to stay exactly where you are. From here, you're going to drive that right foot flat. So turning the heel to the left, the toes to the right. And then your left forearm comes up on that knee, opening up through the hips. So now you are in a side angle, arm to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. See if you can reach that arm a little bit higher. And then see maybe if you can reach it forward. So the goal here is to have really open chest through the, or open side body. So right side body, really open and long. You can really breathe into it. But we don't want to crunch this left side body. So really press down into that bottom arm. Press it against the thigh. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. This right arm is going to sweep down. You're going to come into that wide-legged straddle again. So go ahead and turn the left toes towards the edge of the mat. Now both toes are facing the right edge. Maybe you come a little bit wider. Maybe you bring it more narrow depending on the intensity of the stretch or where you want to feel it. If you're feeling any kind of tightness in your back or it feels imbalanced, what you could do is come up on the fingertips like a flat back we were doing in our sun salutation. Create that space for yourself. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, fold. And just take a few breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Good. Last breath in. And then you're going to walk both hands over to that left foot. Find your runner's lunge again. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes, coming into that lizard lunge. So both hands inside the left foot. Left foot goes out to the edge of the mat. Toes face 11 o'clock on the clock face. And then just breathing into the intensity of the stretch as it is. We'll bring that movement in just like last time. But first, another deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bend into that left knee a little bit more. Exhale, back out of it. Good, bend. And then back out just a couple inches each way. Nothing crazy. And then find a rhythm with the breath. So where is the intensity for you? Maybe it's the exhale you need as you bend that knee forward. Inhale as you go back, create some space. Good, just a few more. Maybe a little bit faster, maybe slower, doesn't really matter. Just making sure you feel some level of intensity. We're not going for injury here, you know. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then start to walk that foot back to center. Both hands on either side of that left foot. You're going to start to walk it back, back, back. And come to sit all the way down. Cross that, a little bit tougher on this side. Cross that left leg over. So again, now we want the left butt cheek to be on the mat. And if it's not, extend that leg forward. And if your two sides feel completely different, that is fine. It's okay for them to feel different. So find that position. Again, just want to reiterate, we're working for sensation, not for symmetry. The poses don't need to look the same on each side. They should just feel similar. Hugging that knee into the chest. Chest is directly forward. First, we're going to open up. Keep that left arm wrapped around. Right hand comes behind you. And just open that chest to the right side. And then switching, grabbing on with the right arm. Left hand behind you. Chest turns to the left. Again, trying to keep that left butt cheek on the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Go ahead and hook that right elbow if it feels good, using the arm as leverage. Twist a little bit deeper. And bring everything back to center. The legs will extend forward. Flex the feet. Take a deep breath in as you reach up. And then exhale, fold forward. Look at the toes. See if you can pull them a little bit closer. Hands wrapping around either the calves, the ankles. Some of you might be able to grab onto your feet. Look forward, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, look forward, create some length. And then exhale. And just continue that. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, see if you can bring it a little bit deeper. Good. 2 more breaths. Slowly roll up. We're going to finish with some poses on our backs. So knees are bent, feet are flat. Roll all the way down onto the ground. Maybe hips rock side to side. Make sure that low back is down flat on the mat. So you might need to lift up in the pelvic bone a little bit, pressing the low back on the ground. You shouldn't be able to get your hands under there. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And with the hands resting on the belly or the hands resting by the thighs, you're going to lift the legs up, find that tabletop position. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Okay, now cross right leg over left. If you can, eagle legs, you'll hook the foot behind, the right foot behind the left. And bring everything in a bit. See if you can grab onto the back of the left leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And if you can't hook the foot, you're still bringing everything in. No magic happens when you can hook the foot. It just hooks. That's it. That's all that happens. Now drop everything down. You'll unhook the foot, but the legs stay crossed. Everything falls over to the left. Arms out like a T or goalpost or whatever you can manage here. The wall is in my way. Eyes go to the right. Just getting that twist through the side of the body. With the legs crossed, maybe getting that extra stretch through the outer hip, outer glute. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Bring everything back to center. Uncross the legs. And same thing, feet are flat, arms are by the side or on the belly. Just to start here, low back, pressing down on the mat. So you've got that connection before you lift your legs. And then go ahead, lift the legs up. Little core work here, just sneaking it in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now cross left leg over right, or whatever side you didn't do before. Hook the left foot under the right, equal legs. And then if you can, bring everything in a bit, grabbing onto the back of the right leg. Take another breath in. Exhale. If you have that foot hooked, unhook it. Drop everything down. Right foot touches the earth. And then both legs fall to the right this time. Arms like a T, head turns to the left. We have just a couple minutes left. What I want to kind of cue for you now is that final resting pose that you have a million options, but the three I would like to focus on are 1, Shavasana, so laying flat, corpse pose, all the way down. Number 2, you can come into Supta Baddha Konasana, which is reclined butterfly pose. So your feet are together, your knees are out to the sides, and you're in a supine position. So you are just like corpse pose, but with your feet in butterfly. Option number 3, if you are near a wall or some kind of cabinet, closet door, something like that, you can put your legs up the wall and rest there. And the video will end, but you can stay in that position for as long as you'd like. Breathing deep, getting that last bit of recovery, maybe not necessarily for your body if you're in corpse pose, but for your nervous system, just emotional, mental break that you need before you go off and do whatever's next. Bring everything back to center, uncrossing the legs, hugging both knees into the chest, giving yourself one last squeeze here. Maybe forehead comes up towards the knees, curling up into a little ball. And then release, making your way into that final resting pose, whatever you chose. Feel free to keep it simple. Wherever you go, I want you to create a little bit of length between your shoulders and your earlobes. So make your neck nice and long. You just wiggle those shoulders down away from the ears. See if you can open and close the palms, really just relaxing the hands. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Closing the eyes. And then using this as an opportunity to rest, to recover for as long as you need.